by any chance you don't know who this beautiful boy is, this is Felix, better known as his internet alias PewDiePie, deemed as the king of YouTube. He has the most subscribers on this platform. He creates various types of videos. They're very original and very different from each other, like when he looks at memes or reviews memes or talks about memes. I mean, they're pretty original, trust me. But by the time you're watching this video, PewDiePie has been dethroned. He isn't anymore the king of YouTube and is overtaken by TSeries. And I'm pretty sure all of you watching are aware of the situation and know who TSeries is. But if by any chance you aren't aware, let's talk about it. TSeries is a corporate music company, a Bollywood-centric music company. It was founded in 1980s by Gulshan Kumar. A lot of people have said that TSeries came out of nowhere, and if you thought the same, you're not half wrong actually. TSeries did blow the fuck up out of nowhere, but TSeries has been active on YouTube since 2006, literally the very start of YouTube. But why wasn't it known anywhere? Well, you all already might be aware of the fact that India is one of the most populous countries in the world, and after the advent of Jio, an Indian mobile network operator that has control over the India's 4G internet spectrum, the usage of internet of an average Indian has immensely increased. This is a notable point because before Jio, 4G SIMs never existed in India, and to top it all off, it was free for an entire year. I guess it is safe to say that this was almost revolutionary. This caused a complete new wave of people getting access to the internet. Jio was launched in 2016 but was hyped all 2015. So only after 2 years of its launch, TSeries became the biggest channel on YouTube. But there are a few more factors to this. Let's go back to 2015 before Jio was launched. YouTube was a small land that we owned in India. Small peaceful land. A few quality content creators to feed our content hunger. But then everything changed when the richest man in India launched his new product, Jio. Everything changed. So many people discovered internet and so discovered YouTube. We didn't have enough content to feed all of these insane guys, but slowly some people took a stand and decided to lead this new generation of content creators. As they took charge, they had a lot of responsibility in their hand. They had to feed this insane amount of audience, so they decided to upload every week, something old generation never had. They took their time to cook their content and made it just right, but these guys had to enter this untapped market. So they decided to take their quality one step down a notch. Their formula worked and everyone was happy, but it didn't stop there. Jio was insane. More and more people kept on coming, and so new and new content creators came forward. Each pushing the limits, uploading more frequently, using more clickbait, and slowly it made Indian YouTube community very cancerous to be in. But how does this all relate to TSeries? Well, this hunger of content is always on the rise. Indians love their culture, their music. Now imagine a channel which uploads 3 videos on an average, with an insane amount of production value, in front of millions of content hungry people. And to top it all off, most of these songs are patented by them, because these songs are specifically made to sell an upcoming movie. Almost all of these songs are party songs, have flashy lights, catchy choruses, and have a few hot models here and there. All of these music videos check all the marketing blocks so that everyone gets hooked onto their insanely addictive product and ultimately watch the movie so that they can cash in on this. A very good business move. You might be questioning, is there no EP or album system in India? Well, there is and there isn't. Artists do release their albums, and some fans which are heavily engaged in that particular community do end up buying and listening to their music, but mainly these albums and EPs and singles do not get any traction because simply that can hurt the Bollywood spectrum. And to top it all off, there hasn't been any well-marketed Indian-centric music streaming app that also promotes albums and independent artists. So mainly a lot of people who want their daily dose of sweet, catchy Indian music go to YouTube. It's free, available easily, and has pretty large library of music. But which channel has the largest of them? TSeries. Combine all of this with YouTube's algorithm, which is definitely favoring TSeries. The CBO of YouTube, after doing an interview with the golden man Casey Neistat himself, did an interview with one of the biggest and well-respected Indian YouTuber at the time, Tanmay Bhatt, CEO of AIB, and he himself said more and more advertisers are coming to India.
India is a big deal. How big a deal is India for YouTube?
Deal. Massive in absolute terms. And it's massive in its growth rate. And usually you don't get those two things at the same time, right? You get a small country that's growing really fast, etc. India is a huge country for us, and it's growing incredibly fast. It's It's in the top in any metric that you can look
Okay.
at, right? Like,
Okay.
you know, it's in the top few countries and by any measure that you can look at. So
Yeah.
it's just amazing. It's, you know, we have this saying where we call certain places the next billion user markets. The first one we always think about is India.
All right.
And it's proving to be true.
If it's such a big and important market, why is it that monetization is still fairly stagnant in this country?
It's not stagnant.
I mean,
It's not stagnant. It's
Yeah.
actually growing really, really fast.
for you guys,
Well, for
because number
creators
of creators
as well.
is increasing.
That's right.
But-
So the partner revenue, you know, the one that we pay to all of our partners and creators, continues to grow very, very rapidly. And today, there are 135 creators with over 1 million subscribers out of India.
Nice.
A year ago, we had 2. We have more and more creators coming in, you know, so we have more creators to feed.
And TSeries is the perfect embodiment of what YouTube needs to represent in India. And you might be thinking, these are all the factors. Boy, do I have a news for you. MatPat in one of his recent videos talked about how Google, Microsoft and Facebook offer free internet to people.
To win over users, Google, Microsoft, and Facebook are offering stuff like free internet or free data with stuff like Facebook's Free Basics program to help rural India come online years and sometimes even decades before the country's own infrastructure would be able to support it. This allows a lot of great things to happen, allowing kids to get a better education, allowing people to bring businesses online, and allowing individuals to connect with each other in ways that they couldn't before. And all of those are incredible. However, it's also a power move for these companies who know that if the population starts using their products, they'll be hooked on them for years, allowing companies like Facebook to recoup their investment and, more importantly, keep their competitors like Google from getting there first.
But even if these guys had tried their best, they cannot even touch Jio. Jio did the same thing almost 3 years ago. So even if Facebook tries to grab the audience offering free data, it's only gathering the small crumbs that was left over by Jio. But Ocus, there are 850 million people that aren't online in India. Look at the potential these companies have. Yes, there are 850 million people that aren't online. And these numbers would be insane amount of untapped potential for these companies if India wasn't an underdeveloping country. In 2012, there were still around 300 million people below poverty line earning $1.25 a day. Think about it, how many people do you think have the time and resources to actually get online and experience the internet culture? Why am I talking about this? Well, think about it. This untapped potential people are talking about is probably going to be untapped for upcoming few years. And the audience that could be online already is. So Facebook has already lost a good chunk of its barrel. The only reason it's still in the game is because it bought 2 companies that were already huge in India, WhatsApp and Instagram. Facebook currently is losing its audience. Do you remember how you started losing interest in Facebook and moved to Twitter and Instagram? That's basically what's happening in India. Majority of mainstream celebrities do not use Facebook on their day-to-day basis, but use Twitter. So Microsoft remains in the game because of Windows. Rarely anyone uses Mac in India. So when you see it, Microsoft and Facebook are still a thing because of the products that people got hooked way before. But the new competitor, Google, is here because of this new company called YouTube. And if you think Google is getting blocked off because of these companies, you're wrong. Sundar Pichai, Google CEO, is himself an Indian. He knows what's up over here. And how does any of this connect to TSeries and PewDiePie? Well, think about it this way. You're a person who runs a shop and one of your employees is one of the best, well-mannered, good-looking and very well-spoken person and gets you a lot of sales because of his professionalism. You obviously would like him to perform better and you will put him in the front lines to attract more and more customers and more revenue. That's what's YouTube doing. Whenever you create a new account in India, you're spammed everywhere with T-Series. Click on one of their songs and they'll never leave you. And it's not just these companies, by the way. It's with every business-driven celeb that are okay with investing resources to cater to Indian audience. and get into Bollywood. One of the prime example of this is Amanda Cerny and Zayn Malik. She has been engaging with a lot of Indian audience by making videos with top tier Indian YouTubers, models, and even working with mainstream actors. Zayn Malik isn't invested as much because honestly he doesn't have to. He already has a lot of Indian girls crazy about him, but recently he has been posting a lot of Bollywood music to cater to Indian audience. This sends a message that this isn't going to stop. Indians will pretty much take over the internet. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? That topic is for another video. For now, I don't have a good answer yet.